Hello, I'm Denshi. This is the YouTube DL website, and it's probably one of the worst designed websites I've ever seen. It's not exactly a super attractive site, but it is, a portal to download a very good piece of software, YouTube DL, a software that's used in many tools by many people, and is generally one of the gems of open source in terms of how simple but still very usable and popular it is. It's a software that lets you download YouTube videos or videos from any platform really that has videos on it, and I've used it countless times. Now, it's important to note that YouTube DL can be used to infringe on copyright. It can be used to download copyrighted content off YouTube without authority. However, that's not the full story, because you can use it to download, Creative Commons things as well. And it begs the question, if I'm able to watch something online for free, then why shouldn't I be able to download it as well? I'm not going to get into anything legal in this video, but essentially what's happened is that YouTube DL has received a DMCA takedown. Every single repository with YouTube DL, all the forks, and the original one as well from YouTubeDL-org has been taken down. This is the note posted with that. GitHub. Dear Sir or Madam, and it's just essentially just a list of everything they've had to take down. So all of these things have been taken down. And there's some explanations or examples of, music and songs that have been pirated using YouTube DL. So Icona Pop, I Love It, Justin Timberlake, and Taylor Swift. As you can tell, this was probably issued by some kind of music company or somebody representing these music companies or some kind of organization similar or associated with them. That's the issue with this kind of thing, is that it's not really issued by the people who make YouTube or host the websites. And let's be honest, a lot of people do use YouTube DL for downloading music. And that's the issue in this specific case, is that people have been using it for piracy. And now they just decided to shut everything down. That's what's funny about this. What if I have YouTube DL in my software? There's paid software out there, software that people pay money for, that has essentially YouTube DL baked into it. And could that be taken down because he uses this code and lets people pirate stuff? What about something like, YouTube Advanced or any of these other YouTube clients? I think one of the free and open source YouTube clients for Android has opened an issue or something on GitHub explaining their fears that they might get taken down as well. So this is just a bit of a briefing, I guess, for anyone who's confused about the situation. YouTube DL source code is gone. The website is still up, but you can't download the source code from this specific, repository. I'm sure other people have it in other places. That also means you can't build it from source with something like the AUR because that relies on GitHub. You can still get it in repositories. I don't know how long that will last. They might be taking it off Debian repositories and Arch repositories and all these places. Now, the problem with this, if I want to get into a little bit of a more moral thing, not just looking at it from a tech perspective, is that you can't just take down a tool because it was used in the wrong way. I know a lot of people use YouTube DL for piracy. In fact, that may be its main selling point. I want to download music from YouTube and listen to it illegally. However, people are going to be able to listen to music and download it in other ways. They're just going to go to proper piracy websites now. They're going to go to the Pirate Bay and using worse services. At least in this case, it gives YouTube some kind of traffic. And then there's the fact that people argue something like, oh, well, you're going to have to listen to advertisements when you're, I guess not listen, but watch advertisements on YouTube if you want to listen to the songs. Well, a lot of people use AdBlock. Are they going to just ban AdBlock too? They're going to DMCA take down AdBlock because it takes away their rights to make money off this kind of thing when most people don't even use AdBlock? I guess YouTube DL was popular enough for them to take it down despite being a command line application. The reason this hits me especially is because I did, make that whole video about why you should just use YouTube DL, and now I'm linking people to a website which still exists, but the source code is completely gone. Is it even open source anymore? Well, it is, because you can find it in some places. But yeah, it's a bit odd. It's like a little bit of history has sort of been removed. Now, there's a lot to get into if you read this whole letter. Essentially, it's just mostly legal garbage in terms of, oh my god, piracy or whatever, but it doesn't actually matter. It's all just music stuff. You can tell it was all clearly filed by some music record label, which is they're very well known for being very upholding amazing people when it comes to copyright enforcement and all this stuff on YouTube. So it doesn't surprise me that they do something like this on GitHub. What I'm worried about is this will be the start of a lot of takedowns. Things like tools that use YouTube DL GUI programs, things that like the proprietary software that has YouTube DL in it. A lot of software, even professional software, has YouTube DL built into it. What are you going to do? Just take it out of there? They're going to force developers to take down the whole software? I don't know. It's something that you should be, I guess, concerned about if you use YouTube DL. And it's something that I'm very concerned about. And I'll be sure to keep everyone updated on this YouTube channel with any happenings. Besides that, this has been Denshi. I hope this news reaches you well. It's not good news, but I hope you understood it and are able to learn something from this. And goodbye.